Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Low Budget Review Show. I am your host, Eric Smith, and today I'm talking about Orca by Arthur Herzog. And this edition is from somebody, Pocketbooks. I'm going to call this a retro review because I don't know how how readily available this book is. I don't know if there's any new editions or anything. I picked this up at Half Price Books. Now, it's a movie produced by Dino De Laurentiis, but I've never actually seen that movie, so I'm just going to review the book. At the end of the review, there will be a little talk about some things that I looked up online. Orca is the story of there's a young guy. He and his sister own a marina down in Florida. It's not doing well, and when they find out that the Japanese are going to will pay someone $150,000 for a 25-foot great white shark. This guy and his sister, and Jack Campbell is his name. I couldn't remember because they keep, like, half the time he's referred to as Jack, half the time he's referred to as Campbell. So Jack and his sister, her boyfriend, and this guy that works for them who was a friend of their father, they start cruising up the East Coast looking for a great white. What they run into is killer whales. They try to capture a killer whale, something goes wrong, and now this giant killer whale, with a little piece of its fin missing, is out for revenge. That's your nutshell. Of course, this came out in the wake of Jaws, so it's just trying to capitalize on Jaws. But for the too long didn't watch, I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Pretty sure I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I really liked this book, even though the main character of Jack is completely unlikable. I still enjoyed the book. It moves at a quick pace. It has some decent characters. His sister's okay. Her boyfriend, I like the old guy that works for them. And then they end up in Newfoundland. And so there's some characters there that I enjoy. But I like the way the story moves and the twists and the turns. And it, even though it's a Jaws ripoff, essentially, there's some things that are a little bit different. Like in Jaws, of course, the mayor wants the problem swept under the rug, taken care of. It's July 4th weekend, biggest week of the tourist week of the year. And in this, the townspeople are very aware of this killer whale and want it taken care of and are willing to go to some extremes to make sure that this guy, this outsider who brought this sort of killer whale curse to their town, they want him to take care of it, and they're willing to go to some crazy lengths. So nobody's trying to. Well, there is a little bit of that Jaws. They are trying to keep what's going on quiet from people because it's not tourist season, but eventually it will be tourist season, and they don't want tourists not coming because of what happened in the book. I heard a few months ago such and such happened. I'm not going to that town. So I guess there is a little bit of that. But really a lot of fun. Some great killer whale action. One might think it's unbelievable, but it depends on how much you believe about what we're told of killer whales, how intelligent they are, how family oriented they are. People keep saying, there are cases where a killer whale obviously wanted revenge on somebody. Don't know. I have not done a deep dive into killer whales. They are cool. I read this at this particular time because One of the podcasts I listen to has some shirts on Redbubble, and one of them says "Land Based Ally" because of, and it has a killer whale on it because of in 2023 there were quite a few reports of killer whales attacking ships and stuff. Uh, and I'm pro animal. So I ordered that shirt, hasn't arrived yet. I ordered it and had finished what I was reading, couldn't decide what to read next. I was like, hey, I'm getting that shirt. Let's read Orca. So 4 out of 5 stars. It's, dare I say, it's hard to say it's better than Jaws. It's really difficult to say that, but it doesn't have that huge section, relatively speaking, because Jaws isn't a huge book. There's a big section of Jaws that just focuses on Brody's wife and her affair. Like a pretty decent chunk of that book has nothing to do with the shark and is just personal drama. And this does not have that. It does have some unrealistic relationships. And as I said, Jack Campbell, complete creep. Within the first few pages of meeting him, he's wondering what his sister is like in bed. That's just creepy. And then there's a relationship he has with somebody that I found ridiculous. But other than that, and the fact that it doesn't have the way too much relationship crap like Jaws does. I mean, Jaws is a great book. I love the book. The movie's just a masterpiece, and it's better than the book. But this is, I would read this again just as often as I would read Jaws again. Does that make sense? Does that sentence and that concept make sense? Anyway, Orca by Arthur Herzog, who also wrote this as author of The Swarm, which I also have. 4 out of 5 stars. If you like killer animals, if you like Jaws, give Orca a try. Now, if that's all you wanted was a review of the book, you can shut this off now. But here's a little bit of, I don't know, trivia, whatever. Having this book, and it simply says a novel by Arthur Herzog. Now, if you look inside, it does give you credits, and it has original story and screenplay by Luciano Vincenzoni. So I was wondering, I didn't know if the movie or if the novel came first or the movie came first. And I just went online, did some Googling, some quick Googling. I'm not a master Googler. And on Arthur Herzog's Wikipedia page, it says he's the author of The Swarm, author of Orca, and those 2 novels were made into movies. But a little more digging, when I looked up Orca, it said that when Jaws was released, Dino De Laurentiis, or one of his family, was like, we need to capitalize on that. And they hired somebody to write the movie Orca. And Arthur Herzog was hired to write the novelization. There are huge differences between the book and the movie. If you've seen the movie and then you heard me describe the book, you might be saying, hey, what's going on with that? But there are big differences, and I saw some speculation that, well, either the book is based on an earlier draft of the script, or the book and the movie were essentially being created at the same time, and Arthur Herzog was given sort of free rein to tell his version of the story, and it didn't have to exactly be the version of the story that was going to come out in theaters. But there are some big differences. The main character, especially, is younger in the book. Is again from Florida, whereas I think in the movie, again I haven't seen it. This is just what I was reading. I believe he's from Canada or that area, and the ending is definitely different. So there you go. That's all I have to say about that little trivia there. All right. I already sent some people away, but my question for this video, have you seen the movie Orca? What did you think of it? I would like to see it now after I've read the book. There's a guy at work who has seen it, and he said he thought it was incredibly boring. I've heard other people say it's not that good. I would like to check it out since I've read the novel now. But have you seen it? What did you think? I can't imagine it's nearly as good as Jaws. Is it horrible? Is it boring? Or did you enjoy it? Uh, Let me know in the comments below. If you have any comments, questions, or corrections, you can put those in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post spoiler warning. We try to be polite here at the Low Budget Review Show. Please like, share, and subscribe. All the usual YouTube stuff. And if you'd care to follow me on other social media, my Twitter is at Ronan5757. My Instagram, where I post pictures of books, comic books, board games, and fuzzy animals, is EricSmith5757. That's Eric with a K, ERIKSMITH 5757. And if you're on Blue Sky, I am at EL Smith. That's all I have for you this time. This has been the Low Budget Review Show. I have been Eric Smith, and until next time, read more books.